anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. Now a 2nd down and 6.
Second and 6.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now? All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. And he whips that one incomplete there. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handed out.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
Play action. It's Herbert. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special, because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense. And they were there to help force the incompletion.
To the air again, Herbert. That's complete to Mooney. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Timing is so important on a route like this, because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late, because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Got his man. That's Harry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on third downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
Touchdown, Bears! Cole Komet, a 7-yard touchdown grab, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point right down the middle, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Vikings nothing. Jason Sanders set to kick off.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first, as another kickoff is away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big, this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
With the score, Bears 28, Vikings nothing.
Here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
They'll look to throw again. This is caught. 5 yards that time with the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
The holding penalty, that puts him in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Back to throw again. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jalen Reagor from 10 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the 1st half. You do have the entire 2nd half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. The 40. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Bears.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is. And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 50-yard line.
That'll be caught. Rager with it. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And he's got this to Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, 33 yards. And the Vikings get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now. Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert. That is caught by Anderson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now Herbert off the bootleg. And this will be caught by Mooney. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now it's 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Herbert on 3rd down now. There's Moody with another catch. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. On 4th down, Herbert. Open man, he finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bears are able to add on to their first half lead. Now for the point after. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Bears 42, Vikings 14. Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But whatever they called on defense, they made sure they were ready for the pass on that snap, made the proper adjustments, and helped force an incompletion.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 33. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. Open man is Komet, the tight end. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, Sometimes they're ready for you, and that time they were on guard. Incomplete.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here at what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gotw, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Herbert. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Herbert throwing again. Catch is made by Harry. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Herbert off of play action. Escaping the pressure right. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot.
Touchdown! Jarnell Mooney with career touchdown number 70. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. And that flag accepted.
Jason Sanders set to kick
After
off.
the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Open man right side is St. Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They're going to look to throw.
Yeah, he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Open man, it's Rager. He's got it.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 37. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 26.
The 26-yard line.
Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Really solid coverage from the current NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Also had an interception in that game a week ago.
And it was fun to watch him in practice this week, wasn't it? To see how he understands spacing and when the ball's arriving, which hand to put out in front to try and knock it away. And he just exhibited on that play.
Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And that will be incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Set, ready. Right.
Now back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Play action. It's Herbert. Eluding the pressure right.
He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
To number 18. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 49-yard line.
3 yards remain for second down. Here's Herbert. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Carter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Again, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd and goal, here's an option play left. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he was unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
Here we go.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
And it's caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Back to throw here, Herbert. And it'll be intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. And moving down the field well, cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. And their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago. Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league,
man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 49 yards.
Even with the big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Herbert, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now here is another interception. And the Bears are going to get it back here just past the 35. Yet another mistake after the interception there. Guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They're going to pass here with Herbert. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, play. And cycle.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On Herbert, his third interception. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Bears in good field position to start out. 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. That's complete to Mooney. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Herbert. There's Mooney with another catch. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Bears 73, Vikings 14.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Bears, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers.